All right, so I'm just gonna drop an unscripted video in here. I'm 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 about to say I see a lot of people, but there's only like two, maybe three F1 content creators I'm following right now. It's just F Wonderful and FF1, and the third one is really up for debate. It could be Peter Winsor, it could be anyone really. But I suppose we could put Peter Winsor there for now. But anyway, my two favorite F1 YouTubers, young channels as they are, they're of the opinion that Red Bull have had their reliability woes because of some secret mandate by the FIA. Oh, you got to retire the cars to keep the fans on board or something. Now, I don't believe it's anything at all to do with that. The FIA usually keep their hands out the pie until like near the end of the season. But anyway, here's what I believe has actually happened. And we have to believe that, I say we have to believe, we have to understand that Formula One is a very metaphysical sport because there's so many people attached or tied to getting a car out onto circuit. Now, of course, it's nothing like it was before the budget cap days. I mean, right now it's probably like 500 or 600 people. I mean, back in the day it would have been 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people. Maybe if we take the whole like mining sector and stuff into account, because you have to mine all these materials that go into the cars. Maybe if we take all of that into account, you might hit 1,000. But let's just run with 500 for now, right? So it's 500 people go into making an F1 car. Maybe I don't know, 20, 30 people go into making the engines. Now let's say, now let's say that Red Bull, when they were setting up this Red Bull powertrain situation, taking over Honda's IP in regards to their F1 engines. Let's say that they had to bring over some Honda experts, right? Some Honda engine gurus, the Honda engine geniuses, the engine wizards over there at Honda High Performance, right? They had to bring some of them over in order to get this project up and going. And now they would have signed on maybe halfway through last season or start of last season. They would have signed on to these Red Bull powertrains contracts, and they're now locked in. But they signed that long before Verstappen and Abu Dhabi and the whole mess happened at the end of the season, right? They signed it way before that. Now, here's what we have to understand: the Japanese are very honor-bound people, extremely honor-bound people, and they are very principled people as well. So, I struggle to believe that if Red Bull powertrains bring in some Honda expert, some Honda engine expert from Japan, I struggle to believe that that person is going to stay fully motivated after the events last season. Now, I don't mean that they're just not going to work at all. I mean they would be working at 100% normally, and now that the whole Abu Dhabi fiasco has gone down, Michael Massey's been sacked, so blood's in the water, as it were. Now they might be working at 95%, right? Maybe even 90, 97%, right? You don't have to lose that much in order to come up a cropper in the final result. So now you've got these engine builders. That's a better way to say it. Now Red Bull have these engine builders from Japan who are too principled and honor bound to just ignore everything that happened last season and just get on with it 100% capacity and get Red Bull its flurry of championships that it's no doubt trying to bat for right now. And that's just not going to happen because all those Japanese guys that got brought in to get this Red Bull powertrain situation up and running, I say all, you would only need like 5 of them. Let's say you bring over 10, you just need half of them to now be demotivated after the whole fiasco last season. And suddenly, boom, engines are going pop towards the end of the race. This is the first race of the season. Now, of course, Red Bull could sort all of this out. They could sort all of this out and they could just have a bulletproof engine for the rest of the season, but I just strongly doubt that's going to happen. Not only because of the Japanese personnel being brought over and being contracted to Red Bull powertrains, not only because of them losing an edge, but also because for lack of a better way to say this, there are rules which have been broken, which aren't necessarily written down. Right? They're unwritten rules that have been broken. Verstappen putting the number 1 on his car when he's got a dirty championship. He's got a dirty championship. How can you put the number 1 on your car and still expect to get, good karma coming your way if you do that, so to say? Right? How could you do that? So that's one reason things are probably going to go sour. I mean, that's another thing, right? If you're one of these highly principled people, highly honor-bound people, and you see Verstappen put the number one on his car after the fiasco that was last season, it's just not flying. It's just not flying. You will actually, you won't even lose 5% of like your performance output. You'll lose 10% doing that, right? So Verstappen, he's made his own bed here. Horner conducted himself poorly. The man I feel sorry for the most in all of this is Adrian Newey. Poor guy, he's gone and built another, probably a car that should win a championship by all accounts, and it's probably not going to win a championship because there's all types of fucked up metaphysics around Red Bull right now. You've got Horner out here just drawing the ire of the gods. You've got Verstappen drawing the ire of the gods, and you've got the FIA who put their hand in the pie, and they've now just upset everyone down the chain who has any type of competitive standards at all. So all this put together, so once you put all this stuff together, right, Red Bull are going to have problems this year. That's just, that should just be set in stone right now. Red Bull are going to have problems this year. And I don't believe it will be any FIA mandated problems that they have. It would be interesting if that turned out to be the case, because then we'd have to wonder how much power the FIA does actually have over the sport. And now people might say like, oh, they own the sport. Well, not really. Like, they can't really run script by Ferrari, as it were, right? Ferrari runs script by them, but anyway. So yeah, there's all these balls in the air for Red Bull in relation to Red Bull. And to be quite frank, not all these balls that they've tried to juggle over the past year, now going into this year, not all these balls that they've tried to juggle are going to be caught. And some of that is their own doing. Actually, I should say most of that is their own doing. Anyway, that's my thoughts.